welcome back to Presley Mania. I have been gone for a little over a week. We decided to take a much needed vacation, and so we just got back in town yesterday. And oh my gosh, while I have been gone, so much has happened, and I'm thinking, I need to do a show. I need to talk to everyone and tell y'all about all the stuff that's going on. And most of it, you guys probably are already aware of a lot of this. But if you aren't, well, I'm going to fill you in. I'm going to give you my perspective on what I think is happening. It has just been non-stop. I feel like since I went to the book tour and Priscilla showed up, it has just been one thing after another. I mean, the circus is growing. It's just becoming a lot. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is that Brigitte has filed a second amended, how do I word this? She calls it a second, hang on a minute, second amended complaint. And in this complaint, there are some revelations, different things that she has brought up that we did not know in the past. And I want to give you my take on that. I also want to let you know that Priscilla filed, they are going to be doing an evidentiary hearing on November 13th. And Priscilla filed, as she has in the past, to be able to do it by video conference. Well, she filed that on the 14th of October, and on the 24th of October, Brigitte's attorneys filed back and said no, that they don't want to allow that to happen, that they want her there at the conference so they can read her body language, so that they can talk to her. You know, she's using the excuse that she is not a resident of Florida, but that they're basing their argument on the fact that she has been to many, and when I say many, I mean a lot of different events in Florida. She has found a way to get there. And they said, so no, we feel like that you can go to those and you can promote yourself at those. Well, then you need to come here and defend yourself in person. And I cannot say I disagree with that, not one little bit. So here we go. And if y'all notice, I have on, it looks like a hat, like I'm getting ready to go to some kind of game. In fact, I am. My grandson is playing tonight a football game, varsity football, and I'm going to support him. So I've got on my hat and I'm ready to go yell for him. And while we were gone last week, he scored a touchdown and I missed it. His first touchdown of the season, and I wasn't there to see it. But anyway, we were kind of just taking some much needed time. So anyway, let's get into these documents. There's going to be a lot of reading. I will warn you, this show may go a little longer than I normally do. I try to keep them within 20 minutes or so because I know it gets to be a lot to just listen over and over and over to some of this stuff, but there's a bunch of it today, y'all. So let's get into it. I'm going to skip over a lot of the stuff that we already know, and we're just going to dig into the things that are new. So on the second amended complaint, there is a section called Factual Allegations, and I'm going to skip down to number 31 on those, and I'm going to read that one to you. Okay, it says, upon taking their new roles, Cruz and Fialco discovered that Presley's finances were even worse than expected. Presley was approximately 60 days from insolvency with unpaid tax debts alone of nearly $700,000. Presley was facing imminent federal tax liens and had numerous past due invoices and late payments with little prospect of future income. Now, here's a part that we did not previously know, okay? Presley also faced the threat of multiple lawsuits by her daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, her uncle's partner, and a felon in prison. She was also involved in a contentious dispute with her daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, over the proposed sale of a $25 million life insurance policy. Let's let some of this sink in. Okay, they named 3 different suits, if I'm reading this correctly, and she was in a dispute with Lisa over the proposed sale of a $25 million life insurance policy. Whose $25 million life insurance policy is what I would like to know. Is it Priscilla's? Was it Lisa's? Who? What was it about? I mean, we know that when Lisa passed, there was a life insurance policy that she had out there for her girls. So what is this? And if memory serves, that policy, I believe, was for $30 million. So this one is $25 million. I'm telling y'all, the more that I hear, this second amended complaint is spilling some dirt on Priscilla, and I do not know. She has filed that retaliatory suit in California. She says it's not, but I believe it most certainly is. And I don't know, based on some of these allegations, how she's going to have a leg to stand on by the time they finish going over all this. Okay, so point 34 under factual allegations. On another occasion, Kevin Fialco, who is a partner in this operation of these different companies they formed, the Priscilla Presley Partners and all of the other ones, the subsidies and whatever that they had, he paid $40,000 for a flight that Presley took to Memphis, for which he was not repaid for months. At Presley's insistence, she flew by private. She had to fly private. She didn't want to go commercial. Despite the fact that apparently this woman was in financial trouble, was 60 days from insolvency and being completely broke. So she had Kevin Fialco pay for a private jet for her to fly to Memphis. Now, I'm wondering if this flight might have been when Lisa passed for the service. I don't know. It doesn't say when it was. It doesn't give a time, a date, nothing. So it's pure speculation, but regardless, $40,000, and she insisted on flying private. My gosh. Okay, point 36 under factual allegations. Cruz and Fialco worked to restructure Presley's finances to increase her revenue and lower her expenses and taxes, which were exceedingly high in her California residence. In an effort to reduce her expenses, and because her current residence was unsafe, that's what it says, her current residence was unsafe, Presley decided to relocate to Florida. I don't understand. That I don't understand. what was unsafe about where she was living in this gated condo area in a very expensive, exclusive part of Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, wherever, I don't understand what was unsafe about it. Was it unsafe because of all of the things that were going on with the trial with Riley? I mean, not the trial, but the lawsuit against Riley. I don't know. There are no timelines on this, but it sure is calling a lot into speculation. It goes on to say, in addition to drastically lowering Presley's living expenses, moving to Florida would bring Presley closer to her grandchild. And this says the grandchild of Elvis and Presley, but I think that was supposed to say Elvis and Priscilla, who still resides in Florida as of today. Okay, this brings me to what's been all over YouTube, Facebook, everything. Everyone is speculating that it is a grandchild we knew nothing about. And this just says it would bring Presley closer to her grandchild, the grandchild of Elvis and Priscilla. So who is it? We don't know. I will tell you this, that Riley does have a residence where she can receive mail in Florida. That was my first thought, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? Because we know that Riley and the twins reside primarily in California. So who is it? Well, then there was Aaron growing up in Scientology. He released a video, and that has brought out a whole lot of things. Tony Ortega from the Underground Bunker did an article and says that it is a previously unknown grandchild, but this doesn't say that. But it sure tends to lead you to believe that it is. So Aaron is saying that he believes that it was well known in Scientology that Riley had donated one of her eggs to, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and say it, had donated one of her eggs to Kelly Preston, who was John Travolta's wife. They had lost a child, and she donated an egg that she had, and it's possibly, they're saying that their son Ben could actually be Elvis and Priscilla's grandson. Now, this says grandchild. It doesn't say great-grandchild. So that brings into question to me, could it have been Lisa Marie's egg? We don't. I mean, when I told y'all there's so much going on, I was not joking. There is so much to try to decipher. I have absolutely zero answers for y'all. At this point, it is just a guessing game, and we have no real facts. Riley has not said a word. Priscilla's not said a word. John Travolta has not said a word. So we don't know. So we are just going to have to play the wait and see game and keep our eyes and ears open for how this is all going to play out. Because at this point, we have literally no idea. But I'm telling you, the plot is getting thicker and the web is getting more and more interwoven. So that is where I believe this point number 36 under factual allegations is where I believe Tony Ortega got his information from. So, and what caused him to write the article, and then Aaron comes on and said it was well known in Scientology that this had happened, and he had never even talked about it before. It's anybody's guess at this point. So I am just telling you what has already been put out there, what I know, what I'm guessing about. Okay, I'm going to skip over to point 44. So we know, let me give you a little background. We know that Priscilla had given her name, image, and likeness rights to this new company that Brigitte and Kevin Fialco and Priscilla had formed. And there were like, I think, 4 different ones. And she had turned over that to them. Well, this point 44 is in reference to that. And it goes on to say, however, Presley deceived Cruz and Fialco by failing to disclose to them prior to signing the operating agreements that Presley had already sold her rights to the names Presley and Graceland in 2005 to the company now known as Authentic Brands Group. When Cruz and Fialco learned about this prior deal, Presley repeatedly denied it until Presley's granddaughter, Riley Keough, shared the deal agreement with Cruz and Fialco. So Riley outed grandma, basically, is what it seems like to me. On information and belief, Presley sold the names Presley and Graceland to ABG for approximately $6.5 million, which she had already spent by 2022. Despite the size of this multi-million-dollar payout, the largest in Presley's lifetime, Presley later told Cruz and Fialco that she simply forgot about it. How in the world do you simply forget about a $6.5 million deal? I don't think she simply forgot about it. I just think she decided not to disclose it, thinking that, maybe she could just get double money somehow. I don't know. I don't trust Priscilla not one little bit in the things she has done, especially after Lisa's book has come out and all of the allegations that Lisa, not allegations, but truths that Lisa said about her mother. I feel like Priscilla is very underhanded in her dealings, that she is not forthcoming and honest in the things that she does. And I'm just going to put it out there, and my opinion is she certainly did not forget about a $6.5 million deal. And if she's claiming elder abuse in the California suit, I'm not sure how that's going to stand, because it seems to me that Brigitte and Kevin Fialco are the ones who have been abused here. Because I'm going to go on to tell you some more information that I found out in here. It is crazy. Let's go on and read some more of this. Shortly after signing, this is point 45, shortly after signing the operating agreements for PPP and its sub-licensees, Presley asked the other members, Cruz and Fialco, to help her resolve a dispute with Riley Keough, Presley's granddaughter, and the Promenade Trust, a trust established by Elvis's will for the benefit of his and Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley. Presley also asked Keough and Fialco to assist her with a threatened suit from ABG, which threatened to sue Presley for breach of their prior NIL agreement. So that is one of the lawsuits that I mentioned before. And why? Because she received an over $6 million payout for that. The dispute with Riley Keough and the Promenade Trust was consuming all of Presley's time and attention, while the lawsuit with ABG threatened the company's ability to exploit Presley's NIL. Keough and Fialco thus worked tirelessly to resolve both disputes so that Presley could focus her efforts on assisting the company's exploitation of her NIL. Okay, I want to go back here. It says that the dispute with Riley and the Promenade Trust was consuming all of Presley's time and attention, all of Priscilla's time and attention. But yet she says, oh, but I didn't sue my granddaughter. I didn't do that. Excuse me? Then why in the world was it taking up all of her time and attention? Yes, she did. And Brigitte even says in this suit that she helped her to resolve it. Oh my gosh. The woman is delusional. She has got to be. I do not understand all of the twisting of the truth that she has done. This is beyond, it goes beyond just lying. I mean, she is trying to manipulate facts all to her benefit. And she has people believing her. I cannot tell you again how shocked I was when she walked out on that stage at the book tour. And there were people standing up all around me cheering for her. I don't know what kind of spell she has woven over people, but she literally has put a spell on them. Something. Either they do not realize all of the underhanded deals and things that she has done behind the scenes, or she has them blinded. I'm telling you, it is eye-opening when you read Lisa's book and then you start going through all of these things that are coming up in this lawsuit and this second amended complaint. There is so much dirt on her. And I just really, really hope that at some point she has to answer for all of the wrongs that she has committed. So let's keep on going here. Item number 46. Despite their efforts, Keough and Fialco, the company they formed, and securing Presley a $2.4 million settlement agreement with Promenade Trust, Presley never compensated any of the entities for this work. Despite the favorable resolution of these issues, she not only refused to assist the company in exploiting her NIL, but almost immediately began breaching her agreements with the companies to exploit her NIL for her own account. And I failed to highlight in here an important part, but Brigitte states that Priscilla went and withdrew money, and I'm taking it as she withdrew the majority of the funds from Priscilla Presley Partners and the sub-licensees, because I guess she was a signer on the bank account. So when she told them, to cease and desist or whatever, she went and drew out all of the money that were in those accounts. But yet she had not paid back anything at that point. It said it took months to get the $40,000 back for the private flight to Memphis. So whether that had been paid back before or after she withdrew the funds isn't clear to me. But I know that she withdrew funds from these companies and put it in her bank account. So let's go on to point number 56. And this one is extremely interesting to me. On August 27th of 2022 and January 8th of 2023, respectively, for instance, Cruz and Fialco used their personal funds to pay for Presley's travel to an auction of Elvis-related jewelry, and it was the Colonel Tom Parker collection, and the Meckham Kissimmee collector car auction, where Elvis's jet was sold, to enhance Presley's publicity and increase the value of her NIL. Cruz and Fialco additionally paid for the jewelry and the jet to put Presley in the spotlight and increase the value of her NIL. What? They paid for the jewelry and the jet? What are they saying here? Did they pay for the Colonel's lost collection? Did they pay for the jet that was auctioned off? And exactly what does that mean? If any of you have any information on that, please let me know. I know the jet was sold to a individual. I'm not fully understanding, and like I said, I just got back from vacation, so I have not had a chance to dig into this. I will, and I will let you guys know. But some of you may already know more about it than I do. So if you do, please put it down in the comments below and let me know about that. It goes on and talks about all of the different things that they did. It talks about the Priscilla movie again. It talks about that Priscilla, it lists all of the places that Priscilla has gone to in Florida. She says that she doesn't work in Florida, she doesn't do things in Florida, but yet they list all of the appearances that she has made. And they were supposed to be aware of anything like that, and they aren't. Okay, I was hoping I could find for y'all the information about her withdrawing the funds. So, here it is. I did find it. How about that? Okay, paragraphs 1 through 79 above. Okay, they said Presley misappropriated funds by withdrawing funds from the bank account in Palm Beach, Florida, without authorization. Although Presley was a signatory on the account with access rights, the funds belonged to the companies, and that she had no right to withdraw the funds under the operating agreements or any other agreement. And it says that the agreement provides that no member shall have the right to participate in the control of the business and affair of the company or transact any business of the company. Now that is stated for PBPBK2, but I had gone through and they have listed that for each and every one of the different companies. So they're alleging that she withdrew money from all of them. Wow. That's a lot. There is so much to take in from this second amended complaint that it's still mind-boggling to me. And I would love to hear what you all have to think about it. The biggest bombshell to many probably would be that people are alleging that there is another grandchild. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how all this plays out. It's, like I said before, it is a tangled web. I am telling you for sure. I will be back next week to do another video. I am sure there will be more information coming out. I mean, it just seems like it's every day we're learning something new that we didn't know before. So Thank you all for tuning in. And if you have not subscribed to my channel and you enjoyed what you heard today, please be sure and hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button. It helps move me up in the algorithm so people can find me easier on YouTube. And like I always say, remember, you only get one shot at this life, so live each day to the fullest because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. So until next time, bye everybody.
Thank you.